Hey everyone, Gardley here. How's everyone doing? So today I'm coming to you from a park called Taman Botani Perdana, and it's not too far from the city. It's actually in the city. But hello, there's a tour group going on here. But in this video here, I want to actually talk about a poll that I just recently did. So a few days ago, I did a poll just asking what was everyone's breaking point, and the options were, hang on a second here. The options were the 51st state comments, the tariffs and threats, the border and detention stories, and it was building for years. And at the time I took the screenshot, it looks like it's about almost even between the 51st state stuff and it's been building for years. And I wanted to actually take this time in this video to discuss my breaking point, I guess. And, you know, for me, I actually voted for 51st state. I know many of the viewers are going to be saying, you know, GTO, stop being naive. It's been like this for decades. And I know that. I trust me, I do. I think maybe, you know, I've said it in my previous videos, maybe I was a little bit too naive. I was. And you know, I did have connections in the US, so, you know, I think that played a factor as well. But for me, the reason why I feel that the 51st state kind of broke it for me is because of the betrayal, really. And to this day here, where am I going? No, there's nothing here now. It's really the betrayal. And you gotta kind of think, like, your next door neighbor, your good friend, just one day turned around and decided to, like, go on a meth binge, and everything that you knew of them kind of went out the door. And I'm putting a personal aspect on this because I've mentioned in previous videos that I do have friends and family in the US, and for me, I've done a lot of conferences, seminars, and went to a lot of events in the United States, and that's primarily where I've met a lot of the people that I know in the US. Some turned out to be great friends, long-lasting friends, and some of them I stopped talking to as of March of last year. And obviously we know what happened March of last year. And it kind of, like, I'm focusing on the betrayal part, and the betrayal part is these people that I met. You know, you go through seminars and you know, you meet them at events and things like that, and they're relatively nice people. I got along with them great. The only thing, though, is that we never, ever talked about politics, and it never came up in our conversations. Maybe that's why, you know, some of the friendships that I did have in the past were very surface level. But the second that, oh, hey, there's fish. I don't know if you guys can see them, but let me try to see if I can get this camera working. But I can't tell if everyone can see them or not. But there's a lot of fish in this pond. Hopefully it shows up on the video. But anyways, I got distracted. It's kind of like someone told me I get distracted like a squirrel, if that makes any sense. But what I was saying is that we never talked about politics. We never, you know, brought up cross-border issues and things like that. And that's probably why our surface level friendship kind of continued. But the second that, you know, around, I guess February, March of last year came around, that's when I really started to notice a different side of some of the people that I met in the United States. Obviously, their social medias was starting to flood with 51st state stuff, and, you know, we're gonna take you over, and, you know, Canada's been ripping us off. And that's where I was like, you know what, hey, like, what's going on, man? We've been friends for like 4 or 5 years, and all of a sudden out of nowhere you're saying that my country's ripping you guys off. And hey, there's more fish. Wow. I don't know if no, they're not following me. I'm not that popular. But yeah, this pond's like just full of wildlife. But yeah, I was just kind of like, you know, thinking in my head. I still think to this day, it's like, what has changed in our friendship that you now have to feel that I'm the enemy now, and you got to take over my country. So over the past year, I've been doing a lot of house cleaning on my social medias, disconnecting from friends and just things like that. And every so often, I'll get someone from the U.S. that I used to talk to quite a bit, saying, "Hey, yeah, what's going on? Why did you delete me or whatever?" And I'm just like, if you don't understand, I'm not even gonna bother responding to you. So, long story short, I cut my social network and inner circle network quite a bit in the U.S. So I just realized the buildings in the back. That's the Hilton Hotel and Le Méridien, and that area that I'm pointing to right now is an area called Brickfields. So the park that we're looking at right now is actually in the city. So if anyone's deciding to come to KL, it's actually a really nice park here. So, but back to what I was saying, the friendship with my friends in the United States, there's only a handful of them left, and it saddens me. And parts of me wishes like all of this never happened, so I can still have friendships with them. But at the same time as well, I know that now I know that the friendships were very surface level, and I kind of know what they truly are. And the betrayal of having one of your friends that you were there for, and either doing you met at a seminar or a personal development seminar or something like that, and you go through a lot of tough times together, and then all of a sudden, he just kind of calls you his 51st state or the little brother. Mind you, those comments were always there, and I just really never paid attention to them. When somebody's calling your money monopoly money, or Canada the little brother, I should have taken some signs, but I was naive. I'm not afraid to admit that. So, but that's the reason why I chose 51st State, because I did have some ties. I still have some ties there, but the other one that's kind of surprised me in the poll is the last option, which is it's always been there. And maybe surprise is the wrong word. I've always known that. Sorry. I've always known that the United States has a superiority complex over the world. I just kind of chose to ignore it. I guess I'm being fully blunt. But obviously, it can't be hidden anymore. And I think, I was actually surprised with this poll. I thought the option of it's always been there would be, number one. Does the water keep going? The water, it keeps going? Yeah? Okay, thank you. But yeah, I think the entire world is starting to realize now. Not realize, but I think what it is that everybody has been so kind of complacent. It's like, when you have like a friend who just wouldn't shut up, and you just roll your eyes and be like, oh, so-and-so's drunk again. I think that's what we've been living through. But when stuff like this happens, we're just not longer just going to roll our eyes. I think what we're doing right now is we're fighting back. Not we, just Canada, but the entire world. I don't think anybody's going to take it anymore. So, yeah, in a sense, I actually thought the option of they've always been like that. I can't remember right now. But the fourth option, I always thought the fourth option was actually going to win out. Now, the other two options of the tariffs and threats, a little bit farther behind, but it's a concern for everyone. For me personally, I think that's more of a not the initial reason, it's just what's happening after, I guess, if that makes sense. And obviously it's not good. You got the threats from Taco Tuesday of not opening our bridge. I'm gonna say our bridge because we freaking paid for it. And all these other tariffs and crap that were being thrown on us for absolutely no reason. So, it was an interesting poll, and I did want to hear what everybody else thinks. In case you haven't seen that poll, I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below, and that way you can contribute and kind of see what everyone else feels compared to you. I also realized too that I didn't put an option there for like the international viewers. So But YouTube only gives me 4 options for a poll, so I can't really add too much, I guess. But I'll leave a link in the description below. That way you can, vote on your own if you want, and just let the community know what your thoughts are on it. But I was going somewhere with this. I can't remember. Holy crap! This park is a lot bigger than I thought. I've never been to this park, and I'm just randomly walking around right now. My wife is out with her friends right now, so I'm just kind of making my own video, just doing my own thing right now. And I've never been to this park, but I thought it stopped back where that cement playground was, but I'm just gonna keep going. So yeah, what are your thoughts? I mean, what was your breaking point? Was your breaking point the 51st state rhetoric? Was it the tariffs? Was it the safety of the United States? Or did you always know, and now it's just the confirmation that the rest of the world is seeing? I think I did vote 51st state because that's really the big breaking point for me. And I think if the 51st state stuff didn't happen, then I probably would have continued going to the United States. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I did that for the first term. Of course, Taco Tuesday was an idiot in the first term, but I tolerated it, I guess. And but now it's completely different. What the heck is a bamboo playhouse? Oh, I guess these are just areas where people can hang out and have a picnic or something like that. Yeah, like I said, I've never been here before, so I don't know where we're going. But yeah, I'm just curious, what was everyone's breaking point? I 100% can say that it's the 51st state stuff for me. And also realizing that this is what the United States has been all along. And especially with, I want to bring up another topic. It's not really part of the poll, but there's been 2 videos that I just created. One was with Senator, what's her name? Claudia Tenney, who's a Republican. And, she's basically demanding that Canada puts it back on, or she's going to do an investigation. And, I'm kind of dumbfounded. It's like, you really expect an investigation in the United States is going to change what our behaviors are in Canada? But, we expected that from a Republican. I mean, that's what they do. But what I didn't expect is for Senator Adam Schiff to do the exact same thing. Now, he's not creating a Canada Act bill, but, he's basically implying that we need to put the liquor back on the shelves because we're hurting their industry. Well, I spoke my mind. I told Adam Schiff to go fuck off, along with, I think, the rest of Canadians. So if you guys were thinking it, hopefully I said it well enough for you. But it also, makes me realize that not everyone in the US is a friend, not even on the left. So, so I saw some comments. Some people are saying, he's just doing what is, or supporting his constituents. But obviously, you can support your constituent, but is that right for what's going on with your government? I mean, I don't know. I can go on for hours on this one. I don't really want to talk about him anymore. But yeah, I guess that was just a little bit for this video. I wanted to kind of give everybody the results of the poll. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And oh yeah, also Lindsey Graham died. I just found that out from a tweet earlier, and I put it onto our Discord server. Not the senator that I thought would pass away, but sorry, I don't know what to say. And yeah, I guess that's it for this video. All right, everyone, I'm gonna try to find my way out of here. This park is definitely a lot bigger than I thought it was, and I can't remember where I started. So good luck to me. If you don't hear from me, that means I'm still somewhere in this park. All right, have a good day, everyone.